Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Hey, speaking of getting old, when this is released, it's your birthday.
It's true. I will be the oldest crab that's ever crab walked.
You're gonna go join your crab friends who killed Amelia Earhart.
I guess, yeah. I don't think I condone their behavior necessarily, but, you know, you gotta eat, I guess.
I mean, listen, I love girl bosses sometimes.
Sure.
But why you gotta fly around the world, you know?
Yeah, it was actually, maybe it was her fault that it ended up like that.
Why you gotta girl boss too close to sun?
Our most controversial opinion is that we are victim blaming Amelia Earhart.
No, my most controversial opinion is that animal's gonna animal.
Yeah, that is true. You know.
I mean, what are you gonna do if amazing food drops from the sky? You're not gonna eat it?
Yeah, well.
The thing that I learned watching and reading Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is they will eat it.
Right. Yeah, this is true.
So, I mean, on your birthday, you just have to embrace your true nature and become the crab you were always meant to be.
Yeah, so I'm gonna eat Amelia Earhart today. Is the
right?
So I gotta go to my truest form. Yeah.
So if you see news out of Chicago on Monday that there's a crab who's somehow resurrected and then and killed Amelia Earhart, just mind your fucking business.
Yeah.
It's been so long. The longest that's ever been since we talked to each other.
Right.
Objectively, in a while anyways. How are you?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I want to talk about video games again. I am sorry.
Finally.
We're back.
You're back to your roots.
Back to my roots. Back to rediscovering things that made me happy as a youth and just feeding myself that very specifically.
Amen.
Yeah. And one of those is the just Game Boy Advance era of video games.
God bless.
Because apparently if you have a Switch and you have like their online, you know, service or whatever, they just have like ports of like old like SNES games and NES games and all these other things. But they recently just added like Game Boy Advance, GameCube, which is thrilling for me because this is my wheelhouse.
Yeah, that was my safe spot.
Absolutely. I feel comforted. And also I can't fucking find my Game Boy Advance SP for shit. So this is at least fueling that. But specifically, I would like to talk about Super Mario Bros. 3.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's a great video game. That was one of my, I think probably the most played over and over game outside of like maybe Pokemon Ruby when I was a youth. And it's classic Mario, but the gag is all the levels are great. You can also play both co-op not co-op, like by yourself as both Mario and Luigi hanging out.
Oh, hell yes.
Solving platforms together. And also there's like different introductions of like the suits that like become much more popular in culture and games that like later on, like the raccoon suit where he has the tail and he spins around, the flame throwing fireballs and shit. All of this was like, this is the time we're gonna go balls to the walls. Just have like a bunch of different character designs and like abilities or whatever. And it's very comforting. It's very nostalgic for me, but I like booted it up and I was like, is this still gonna hit? And it still hits. It's still very good.
This is such dangerous information to know. Because I had such a deep, like my Game Boy Color was like attached to my side for so long. And knowing now that I would be able to play like Angelica from the Rugrats, her like shopping game that I played on my Game Boy Color.
Oh my god.
That I hadn't thought about for years until just now.
Yeah.
Is such dangerous information. Because I have a job and a home to take care of.
Yeah.
But now I want to play that more than anything I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, it's dangerous information to have. I will say the one thing that sucks about it is, like, it's a very limited set of games, and they usually, like, add stuff on, but it's not like, here's the library of, like, every game from your childhood that you love. However, most of those exist and are very easy to find elsewhere. So, it is nice to know that at least exists officially on a console version, and, like, there are potentials to, like, have new stuff or anything for it. But it's a good time. You can play Dr. Mario on there. That's huge.
Yeah.
I was playing, like, OG Mario Kart 64, which was still is fun. Still a fun game.
This is life-changing information that I'm grateful that you shared, but I almost wish that you hadn't told me.
Right. Yeah. I'm now burdened with this knowledge, and I'm also giving it to you, so you're welcome.
Oh, no. Oh. I mean, it's the benefit of having one brain cell is that I will forget this immediately after we record.
Right.
But the idea that I could be able to go back, because, like, I had the lime green, like the sickening neon green Game Boy Color, and I had the pouch, like the hip case that you could carry it with, and that thing went everywhere with me. And I wasn't even cool enough to have the, like, little light that you could attach it to.
Oh, sure.
So I could only play it, like, during daylight, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I loved that thing so much. It was very important for someone who didn't know they had ADHD at the time and needed to keep busy, or I would just annoy everyone around me.
Yeah.
Thank you for this knowledge.
Absolutely.
Very important.
Yeah. It's an honor and a pleasure. How are you doing, my friend?
I feel such a great calm over me now.
Sure.
Thinking about the joy that brought me. I have a happy thing this week that is less an item and more of an experience.
Okay.
And I hadn't thought about this in a while. More so that a TikTok reminded me of it. And it is specifically, now go with me on this, the sensation, and it's been a while that I haven't experienced this, but it is when you are somewhere vacationing, you've been out in a boat for a while.
Okay.
Specifically somewhere that's probably warm. And then you come back to your hotel and you have, like, showered, and now it is, like, officially decompress time.
Okay.
So you're, like, showering, you're in the like very cold AC, you're chilling in your bed. Now you might be, like, charging your phone, right? But you're also watching, for me it's Food Network, right? But this is specifically, like, lay down, decompress time.
Okay.
If I could, in a different world, in a different timeline, if I could get a hotel right now, I would specifically just do this. Because this is my favorite part of traveling.
Yeah.
Is just this part. And I hadn't been reminded of this part of the experience until Grace O'Malley, otherwise known as just O'Malley, had shared about this on TikTok. Of, like, it's 9 p.m. We're showered, we're charging our phones, we're watching Jeopardy on TikTok or on the TV. And it's just the best vibe.
Yeah, nothing hits like just flipping on literal cable in a different place and just going with it, And that's the life. And
it's just the idea of, and it's like, I mean, it's parallel play, right? Where, like, you're with someone else, you know that you are not, there's no expectation to, like, talk or anything. You are just essentially recharging in every sense of the word. And that to me is everything. Like, yeah. And I haven't had this in so long, because when would that happen?
Right.
But also specifically the sensation of a hotel AC where I can turn it down to just disgusting levels of cold feels so, I would pay a lot for that right now. Where it's just I just have to pay for the hotel and I don't have to pay for the bill of the electricity.
Sure, yeah. It's not my responsibility.
Yeah, and I can just forget for the moment that, like, climate change exists.
Right. And
that's
someone's
just a very
gonna, like,
beautiful
clean
moment.
the room, and you can just go about your day. They might even have free food, or at least free coffee. Even if it's terrible, it's free.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
They got those fancy little soaps and stuff that you know you're going to yoink a few just to see, you know?
Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. Why did we ever think that Airbnbs were anything?
I was literally going to bring that up because it's like Airbnbs always have been bad and in comparison to hotels, because it's like that's someone's home, right? The rules are different.
Right.
Hotels, it's like you have no, you're not reporting to anyone. You're just there.
You're a different person.
You're an NPC.
You're a hotel you.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Like, you were just wandering about.
Right.
That's the ideal form, I think.
Oh, God. I don't like anything else about traveling except for being in the air. I love being in an airplane because I get such good sleep in an airplane because of white noise. Yeah. Everything else about traveling, nightmares. Hate it. Too much thinking. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Used to think I liked it as a kid. I'm going to be honest. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
Being in an airplane, I sleep like a goddamn baby. And then being in a hotel room, not the packing, not the unpacking, not thinking I've left stuff under the bed. I don't even like to think about the sheets. I don't know.
Yeah.
But just the idea that I get to exist in a space where it's not my fucking job to do anything but vibe, amazing. I love it. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
It's great. Maybe I just like spas, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, that wasn't the budget that I had as a kid. We had Motel 6 money, you know?
Sure, yeah. But yeah, with adult money now, hotels, let me in.
God. It's so good. Just a very calming vibe now. Okay, so I want to remind you all, this is a Twilight podcast.
Right.
And you might be confused for the next 5 minutes or so. And you might be like, what podcast am I listening to? I got confused. No, this is a Twilight podcast.
I'm right there with you, dear listener.
This is a Twilight podcast, and I'm bringing you Twilight adjacent news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, so
I can't wait for you to walk me through this like a TED Talk. Like, I am so...
I know.
Because I woke up and my Twitter was I was so confused. Like, I've never seen the word and the name Taylor more on my feed.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Life. And I was like, what did I wake up to? What is happening? What did something go wrong?
Last night, have never felt... I had to really bring back my roots of like being back in running a One Direction fan blog on Tumblr.
Running it like the Navy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And the really fucked up thing about that is, like, I didn't even have one. I ran my best friends for a week when she was in Europe. And it was the hardest job of my entire life. And I'm not joking. Like, I've never felt more stressed in my entire life. Wow. I was watching so many Granny live streams last night, and I felt I was going to give my phone some kind of sick virus. Okay. So I wrote down notes last night because I had a feeling that you weren't there.
Right.
Because why were you? Why would you?
I was not cued in.
So, for context, for you and also for our listeners, because, again, why would you care? When you are listening to this... it's a Monday, but when we're recording this, it's a Saturday. Last night on Friday was the first full day that Speak Now TV, Taylor's version, Cody, I know you get very confused.
Yes,
not
you.
The device.
Right.
Taylor's version was fully released, which meant that Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas, a lot of people got very confused last night, the concert was going to be big. A lot of people were clowning of, like, what was going to happen. Taylor's going to do some wacky shit. And she did. So I was like, well, I'm going to watch the live streams that happen on TikTok because I have a feeling something's going to happen. And I was correct in my intuition. So a couple of people that came in the VIP that is important to know. One, Jennifer Garner was there. Okay. And a lot of newsstands were like, why the fuck's Jennifer Garner there? obviously Valentine's Day, the movie. We know that.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. And this comes back. So remember that. Yeah. Second, Tay Squared was there.
Yes.
So a lot of people were clowning that one of the surprise songs, and this is for those listening, if you are not familiar, because again, why the fuck would you be? Each concert that Taylor does, near the end, she does 2 songs that are different from her discography. They are called surprise songs. Okay. One of the things that people were talking about was because Tay Squared was there, and that is Taylor Lautner and his wife, Taylor Lautner.
Yeah.
One of the things that people were thinking was Taylor Swift was going to sing Back to December, which is not only on Speak Now, that just dropped, but is also not confirmed, but is very heavily theorized, is about Taylor Lautner.
Sure.
Boy.
The man, yeah.
The man. The Twilight connection of why I'm talking about this here.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to pause here and I'm going to take you back a couple of months. There were leaks of photos that people saw and had been posting on TikTok months ago in England, in Liverpool specifically, of Joey King and Taylor filming a music video. They were very grainy and we just saw photos and it was months ago. Mm-hmm. So we were like, oh, it's a music video. And based on the context, it looked like it was going to be for Karma. That was obviously not true. It was Ice Spice. We got the clouds. We got everything there.
Yeah.
So we
Could you imagine though Taylor Lautner as the Ice Spice
cloud? I would have shot myself into the sun. So we knew based on Liverpool months ago, Joey King was there, Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner were there. And people thought it was Karma because Taylor Swift was running.
Sure.
And that didn't end up being true, so we were like, what the fuck is this? Okay. Context from months ago. Now, last night, Friday, in the middle, during the surprise songs,
sure,
all of a sudden, Taylor Swift is like, so I said earlier, that tonight's the Speak Now album release party. And instead of pulling up her guitar like she usually does to yeehaw, here's my surprise song, she's like, well, lol, I'm going to just show you this music video. And it's like, what?
Question mark?
So this music video is for a Speak Now vault song called I Can See You. Now, again, because why would you? I Can See You, the vault song, is like a hot, sexy, spicy song.
Sure.
It has been theorized in the past 24 hours since we're recording this, that this is about, this from my side of TikTok, this is about Liz, who is a backup singer during that time.
Okay.
The straight people
sure,
think this is about Taylor Lautner, which makes this even funnier that he's in the fucking music video.
Right.
So
that's very funny.
I'm watching the grainiest live stream known to man.
Yeah.
Because she's premiering this music video at the concert. This doesn't exist on YouTube yet, right?
Right.
So I'm watching this live stream with 80,000 other people. Sure. And it's I want to say 180p.
Okay.
Generous.
Yeah.
So this song, if we're going with the fact that it's Taylor Lautner, which I don't believe, but sure. This is a song about how hot he is, how Taylor needs to be staying professional, blah-de-blah. But it's a music video showing Joey King and Taylor Lautner specifically. There's another woman who's there from the Mean music video, whatever, trying to unlock Speak Now from the vault there.
Okay.
When we get about halfway through and Taylor Lautner pops in to the music video, the Kansas City
literally
concert
drops down into the into the frame.
Drops in. Not a hyperbole.
Yeah.
The concert audience loses it. Very good.
Sure.
The other thing to note that's not necessarily important, but there's an Easter egg for 1989 at the end. Very good. So, in the music video, he does do the same baton thing. He does all of his stunts, by the way.
Yeah,
that's
all of his famous stunts that we all know and love.
That we love. He does the same baton thing that he did in Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
And that he did in his SNL monologue referencing what he would have done to Kanye after the VMA thing.
It's so unserious.
So it's so unserious, but it's like connected throughout his whole career. Like, homeboy can do stunts.
Sure, yeah.
The other thing, and I don't know if Taylor Lautner knew this, but Taylor did, because she wrote and directed this music video.
Yeah.
At one point, he is standing in front of the Back to December dress and piano.
Oh my God.
Which is just so, like, it's just interesting, because Taylor Lautner, girl, not boy,
yeah,
were both there when they filmed this music video. And she is Tay Dome, who I prefer to call her because it's less confusing.
Yeah.
Is not only are they all friends, they confirmed this in the concert later, but they are all very good friends, and Tay Dome is a notable Swiftie. So, like, she fucking knows this.
Right, she knows the lore.
Which I love. So anyways, this whole music video plays. Then Taylor Swift comes back on, I mean, she's been on stage the whole time, but she stands back up and she's like, so, you know how, like, sometimes with movies, the actors, like, come out? What if we did that now? Lol.
Oh my God.
So Joey King comes out first. She's so relatable because she's like, oh my God, Taylor, I'm sweating. This is so embarrassing. And then the other woman comes out. I can't fucking remember her name right now, but she was also in the Mean music video. Mm-hmm. Super cool. Then Taylor Lautner, boy, comes out. Though it would be funny if it was Tatum.
Yeah.
And he does fucking flips and stunts.
Okay.
On the runway coming out.
So this is where I have to pop in here. Because I thought you were all joking about that.
No, absolutely not.
I saw so many memes of, like, the clip from Valentine's Day, like the titular where he, like, flips away.
And that's why he did it.
Right.
That's why he did it.
I know. But I was like, haha, that's very funny. Like, he loves doing stunts. That'd be really funny. And then I saw the fucking video on TikTok.
It was not a joke.
It was not a joke. He literally flipped and did stunts on the stage.
Yes. But I think some of the people in the concert audience and that I was watching it with were like, why the fuck is he doing stunts? And it's like, that was the whole, it was a Valentine's Day reference.
Right,
like,
know your history.
Right, exactly. Like, I've been there since this was written. Like, why don't you get the lore? So, we're almost done. Thank you all for your patience. According to Joey King, what Taylor Lautner, boy, was going to say when he came out was a reference to football. He was going to just tell the audience, go Chiefs.
Sure.
Because just, there's no thoughts in his brain, and I love him for that.
Yeah.
When he said that later at the end, the audience booed. So I don't understand. What he did, though, is he improvised his speech, and he chose not to talk about Taylor Swift's career and talk about her as a person, which we've talked about this before, that, like, he has a lot of guilt about the VMAs and what he wanted to say to her then. So here's what he said, quote, I respect you so much, not just for the singer you are, the songwriter, the performer, but truly for the human you are. You are gracious, humble, kind, and I'm honored to know you. Improvised that.
That's evil.
And then all four of them on stage hugged. Shoot me into the fucking sun, please.
God.
And then they were like, okay, anyways.
Anyway, on with the rest of the show, I guess.
Literally on with the rest of the show.
That's bananas.
It's also important to know for context that, like, when he was holding the mic, I couldn't see this because, again, watching it on the most pixelated live stream, I saw it in the photos later, he is wearing so many friendship bracelets. And I think that that's beautiful and powerful.
I love that.
So that's not what I expected.
Sure.
Last night, I just totally thought that he was going to be there and just support and not break my fucking heart. But to know that Taylor Swift said this on stage, that, like, him and Tatum are two of her closest friends now, I think is very beautiful and great.
That is nice.
And I was not expecting to have that many Twilight connections when I was just trying to have a good Friday evening.
Sure, just trying to, like, relax.
Right.
Take a little edge off, watch a live stream.
Yep, and then I was just like, oh, I need to take notes for work. So...
Wow, I feel incredibly knowledgeable now. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, this definitely does make me more concerned, because if 1989 is coming next, then I have more feelings now that Harry is going to appear.
Oh my god.
But that's not Twilight related, so I can just worry about that on my own time.
Right, that's just your own things to worry about.
That's my own cross to bear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god. Okay. So, if you thought all of that was painful, I'm so excited to transition to our chapters this week.
Oh my god.
Here's what I remember from last week, where I had to deal with all of these live streams, and then I was like, oh, I need to go read my chapters for this week. And then it was so painful. Here's what I remember from last week was Jill learned that she was royalty, and that was rough. Then Rose took a shower.
Right.
And changed into the titular dress. There was weird sexual tension that was unnecessary and painful and rude. And then, oops, the Guardian cops are here.
Oh my god.
Rip. So, how's chapter 25 doing us?
Chapter 25 is, we're starting right out the gate, right? We're going into X Games mode of, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Dimitri and Rose are like, all right, let's go. We'll distract, we'll get out, we'll punch. We'll make sure we leave without a trace a little bit, and as fast as we can. And the one thing that Rose notes while they're kind of like trying to skedaddle out of here is just being like, yo, Sydney, make sure Jill gets to court. We'll figure it out from there, but like, that's the very important thing we need to do right now. See ya.
Right.
Bye. And of course, Rose is getting a lot of like flashbacks of, oh my god, this is like just when we used to fight together. We're so in sync all the time. That phrasing will become important later, so keep that in mind. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, but they are very much like mirroring each other's like work and fighting like they used to, like good old times. So, and also notably, Rose is still wearing this fucking dress because that's all she has. Yeah. That's clean. So which is kind of impeding her fighting ability, but she's making it do.
When they're trying to escape, because of the fact that when we left off last time, they were on the second story of the house that Rose notably ripped to shreds before. She was like, damn, y'all are poor.
Y'all live like this?
When they are trying to escape, Dimitri like went out the window first to try and get outside, and then Rose went second, and she did the same thing that she did when they were in Russia, where and I think when at Donovan's, when she was going down the roof, where she fucking twisted her ankle again.
Right. Yeah.
This woman's like Achilles. She's like not great with her feet. Yeah. So trying to fight, it's Rose, so she's doing great, but she's in a long dress and her ankle is all busted now. So the world's not really doing her any favors.
Yeah.
And now they're in the suburbs of Ann Arbor trying to escape Guardians.
Yeah. It's also so fucked up that, like, she's kind of, like, limping around because her ankle's fucked, right? And Dimitri, without a second of thought, like, kind of, like, lifts her up from the side, like, has his arm around her to, like, kind of, like, get the pressure off and stuff. Fuck off. Fuck all the way off. How dare you?
It's so rude.
How dare you do that? And Rose is like, woe is me, I'm slowing us down, you gotta leave me behind. I'm not gonna make it.
It's been like 30 seconds, and she's like Jack on the door. She's like, just let me go.
Yeah, she's like, this sucks, actually. I'd rather just lay here and let them shoot me.
Which they like is not a hyperbole, by the way. They are... She thought that was a joke before, but they are actually using guns.
Yeah, it's so funny, too, because Rose is like... And I also believe this, where Rose is like, it kind of feels like guns are cheating a little bit.
It is.
Like, if you're a guardian, you're trained to, like, fight with stakes and your body and, like, you know, the craft, right? And it's like, bring a gun in there. That's kind of unfair. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, like, can you imagine if in Twilight, instead of the vampires, like, Edward going super fast, he just used a fucking gun with a silencer? That's not interesting, narratively. What the fuck? Yeah, I agree. She's like, that's a coward's move.
Right,
So I understand that she's, like, very shocked by that.
Yeah, it's like, find me, like, a real guardian. Come on now.
Right, exactly. I do love the fact that they are notably in a suburb of Ann Arbor that from the descriptions that we got the last couple of chapters, I took as being like a fairly wealthy area. So when they slip into this house, Dimitri's like, oh, hell yeah. We found a house that has that's like a 2-car family. Fuck yeah.
Slay.
And it's like, I don't think that you're in a place that has like notable public transportation.
Right.
Like, that's pretty...
Yeah, I feel like cars are going to be pretty common to find. Just stumble in any house or garage.
I don't know that you needed to choose such a conspicuous vehicle, but goddamn.
Yeah, they get a pretty sick whip, which is a literal red Mustang. And Rose is like, do you think they're going to see us? Do you think this is going to be too much? Dimitri's like, this is what we got, so we're going to just ride in style for a little bit.
God damn. Do you think they're going to notice that it has this, like, huge flag on the back that's like, hey, we're criminals. Find us.
Right. Also, poor Sydney, who, our car girl, our literal car girl, was not here for this moment because she probably would have freaked out.
I know. I miss her.
God.
I hope she's okay. And then we drive. We drive in.
Yeah, then it's driving time.
And I feel bad here because... as this usually happens, and you all might have experienced this before, but the unfortunate thing about adrenaline is if you get into a moment where you can pause for a second, that adrenaline, it does stop.
Right.
And you do notice, like, oh shit, that ankle that I thought was fine is not fine anymore.
Yeah, it hurts really bad, actually. Like, really.
But I'm good. I'm tough.
I'm,
it's
like,
fine.
so good. Yeah. And apparently it looks like, at least they've escaped, but they're like, oh, shit. You know, the Stratos are probably going to get questioned to hell. Who knows what Jill's going to... Maybe we got turned in by the brothers, the disgusting brothers. God. You know, freaking out a little bit, but it's fine. You know, now we just have to, like, chill out, find a place to crash, and reassess.
Yeah, Dimitri's full of sunshine here.
Right.
Because Rose is genuinely like, well, fuck, like, what happens now, right? She's like, I mean, it felt more like just asking it to thin air.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, obviously, like, they're going to lock Sonia up, like they did to me.
Yeah.
Sydney's going to go back to the alchemists. Mastranos are, if they're fine, like, if there's nothing bad happens to them, they're going to be, like, questioned extensively. So everything's gone to shit now, Rose, actually.
But we're gonna just keep on trucking in our sweet little Mustang. And Dimitri, like, pulls up to, like, a Walmart or something. And it's like, you stay here because you look like shit. I'm gonna go get some supplies. And what he comes back with is a tent, because they're going to a campground, baby.
I want to know where he got all this cash from. Do you think it was from the house?
Right, because, like, Sydney has all the credit cards, we learn, but somehow they're just running on cash now, and it's like, where did this come from? I don't remember this.
Yeah, apparently he has, I think she mentions it at some point as, like, crisp bills. Yeah. So where the fuck did these come from?
Yeah, it's like, did y'all go to a bank?
Were those next to the car keys that you found in that random family's house? Yeah. What in the world?
Oh my god.
But yeah, like, apparently not only would a hotel be very easy for them to find them at, but they, you know, they usually need a credit card to hold that on, and they don't got cars, they got cash.
That's it. Yeah. Also, Rose is, like, a little horny how quickly and efficiently Dimitri puts this tent together.
Listen, Tents are hard to put together.
Tents are really hard, and apparently he does it in like 2 seconds. He makes it look very easy. So I get it, you know. I love too that he was like, no, let me do it because it'll literally be slower if we do it together. So just like, I'm just gonna do my little magic trick, and here's a tent.
Rose didn't know that Dimitri bought the one that's like you pull it out of the packaging and it just automatically pops up.
Yeah, they're actually going glamping. Like, they have a really, like, tech setup with their tent.
He also, in addition, apparently, to getting a tent, he got, like, a shit ton of first aid stuff.
Yeah. Even a little bag of frozen peas, which is cute.
Which I thought was so cute.
So good.
You can buy, like, those ice packs that you, like, break in half and they turn into cold. But he bought frozen peas.
Yeah. Ugh, I love him. I love this man.
The way his brain works is confusing. But I love it.
Also, we got snacks. Crucial. Huge. Which are a bar of chocolate and sour cream potato chips.
Listen, I mean...
Yeah, it's a good combo. Notably,
those are the only food groups.
Yeah. Notably, though, Dimitri did not get clothes. Rose, cannot stress this enough, is still in this dress, which is now super tattered, looks like shit, like, is not great, and also just not good to fight it, which we know.
No. Bless this mess, you know what I mean?
Right. And also, we learn, because Dimitri's like, clothes aren't, you know, for survival, you know, we don't need them. And Rose is like, well, your duster's pretty important, huh? And then we realize Dimitri doesn't have his fucking duster on because he left it in the house. And I got really sad.
Yeah, apparently, to be, like, full of manners, he must have left it on the coat rack when he came inside.
Right, because he's a good boy.
Right, he has manners.
Yeah.
And he didn't have it upstairs when they left. And he's like, wait a fucking second.
Yeah.
And he looks down. He's like, oh shit, my arms are exposed.
Right.
I hate this.
Wait a minute. There's a breeze.
And now he's like, oh shit, okay, all right, I get it now. Got it.
Next time. Get close.
Make a note. And which is very confusing to me because if Homeboy was in a super Walmart, which had to be, like, Ferrero used every other word but Walmart here. Mm-hmm. He went through and got first aid, which is the pharmacy section, and then frozen peas, which is grocery, other side.
Sure.
You couldn't have just stopped in, buy clothes, which is like right near the checkout.
Surely on
grabbed
the way.
Anything.
Right.
Literally anything.
God.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
So now, and it's important to say, right? Like, I don't know when the last time that you all were in a tent was. Mm-hmm. I haven't been in a tent in like at least 15 fucking years.
Sure.
They're not big though.
No.
They're not big.
No.
And this man is like all limbs. He's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah,
embarrassing.
He's the largest dude.
All they've been doing since they've gotten this tent is touch each other.
It's so fucked up.
And not even necessarily like romance, but like he had to like bandage up her ankle, right?
Yeah.
And then there's not that much space here. So like just proximity wise, we touch it.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, you gotta go to sleep. And he's like, wrapping his fingers around hers. And it's fucked up. Evil woman.
This woman is going to be the death of me.
She's a witch.
I hate it so much.
Oh, God.
Then we get my favorite time, which is Rose sleeping.
Yeah. Well, is it uninterrupted?
I mean,
no.
No, never, no.
But instead of Adrian being like, bonk, bonk, hello, can I say something?
Like a fucking, who's the baby from Flintstones? Like just
Bam Bam.
Yes.
He's literally Bam Bam. Yeah, so instead of that energy, she does have a spirit dream, but it's with Sonia, which I didn't even think about because I was like, duh, she's also a spirit user. That makes a lot of sense.
At least Robert, like, listen, Robert's evil, but at least he's respectful of people's sleep, you know?
Right, yeah. Yeah, he's not really calling in all the time, like some people.
Right.
And so, but this is very helpful because it was like, oh shit, are you good? Like, did you make it? This is helpful information. And Sonya's like, haha, they didn't get me, you fool. Like, I am very good at compulsion, and, I ran away. Everyone else, though, they got fucked, but that's not my problem. That's not my business.
It wasn't with her, it wasn't with this world's magic, though. It was with, prestige magic.
Sure.
She used that, embarrassing, I don't know, the, fake powder stuff, where she was like, bam, I'm gone.
Oh, sure. And yeah. Just a cloud of smoke, she disappears into.
Exactly.
Yeah. But notably, Sonya is not with Jill. Which is not great. And we find out, Jill wasn't even with the Guardians, because Victor and Robert took her away.
The disgusting brothers put Jill in a ludicrously capacious bag.
Right? Yeah, just skirted on out of there.
And they just got out.
Yeah. So that's not good, right? That's
no, they're all separated.
Yeah. That's the one thing that we didn't want to happen for this plan to go smoothly.
Can Victor just stop taking young girls, please?
Right. Also, what is his deal, right? Because he's out of jail.
Right.
Why? He can just chill, right? He can just, vibe, live his life, go gambling in Vegas, whatever. Chill with his brother, Yeah. Do shit like that. Why you gotta do other crimes? Can we just...
Why do you want to die so badly?
Right. Can we just be normal?
Apparently no. God. Apparently they don't want to just go to, fucking Turks and Caicos and, live.
Yeah. Fucking, open a foreign bank account or whatever and, just, vibe in Cabo. God. What's so hard about that?
He just loves drama so much.
Yeah. God.
It's so embarrassing. Ugh. But so now everyone's separated.
Right.
Sonya's I don't know where Sonya is. And Jill's with Victor and Ricky Bobby.
Right.
And at this point, I think Rose is under the impression that the disgusting brothers are the ones who called the Guardians in.
Right. But Sonya's like, oh, honey, no. That was... probably John.
Which is so, I trusted you.
Yeah. It's I thought we were Jill. I thought we were on good terms. You definitely thought I was a fugitive, and I was, for sure. But you're not wrong. But I thought we had, an understanding. I thought things were chill. And it seemed even though Emily was kind of, starting to feel like Rose is telling the truth, John was like... I'll take care of this. I'm going to do us all a big favor and just call them so we don't have to worry about it. And they can just get yoinked out of here. Which helped absolutely nobody. So that's great.
No, now you lost your stepdaughter.
Yeah,
you
so
dipshit.
Cool. Congratulations.
It seems like Sonya, at least, perceives this as not being malicious.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't to screw everyone over. It was more so I want to try and take care of my family kind of thing, which makes me feel a little bit better about John. But John, listen.
Yeah. Stay in your lane,
Can you just
buddy.
One, stay in your lane. You're just a dude. And also, what did you think that the cops of this world were going to solve?
Right. Yeah, at least talk to your wife about it before you do something like that.
Right, exactly. When it seems realistically, what they needed was a mediator, and the mediator in this case was the feeder. So fuck off, John. How about that?
Yeah. God. At the end of this dream, Sonya's like, hey, how are we gonna keep in contact? Because we should probably do that. And also, I don't want to have to wait for every time you're asleep to pop into your dream. And Rose was like, oh, that's a good point. I guess I could get a cell phone today. But yeah, that's a fun development.
Well, that's the thing, because so Sonya tries to also pass on. She doesn't know where Jill is because Jill has not fallen asleep yet. She's apparently on I don't know, fucking Four Loko or something. Sure. They're not letting her sleep. But when she does fall asleep, Sonia will know her location.
Right.
And then Rose has to make a calculation at this point of, like, do we trust Sonia? Like, can I tell her our location? And it's like, I mean, yeah. Like, yeah?
Yeah, might be the one person that we can trust.
Yeah. I mean, she seemed like Dimitri trusted her, so I guess.
Right.
And she seems like she wants to be helpful. And Rose also points this out, that she's really the only link that they have to Jill right now.
Yeah.
So they need her.
Yeah. You can't really fight with that.
Right. The painful part of this comes when Rose is like, hey, so remember the time that you were staring at me in the car? Sure. And I told you that I was, like, in a dream with my boyfriend. And you were like, I know. But you also seemed surprised by it. What was that about? Right.
And Rose is like, listen, I don't want to have, like, a personal question. And there's a lot of more important things we could talk about. But what was your read on the vibe? Like, what was that all about? And Sonia's like, well, I can see your aura, and you got, like, cool colors going on, for sure. And, you know, it's really personal to you, and, like, you're shining and stuff. And when you're talking to your quote-unquote boyfriend, the colors were, like, friend colors, and not lover colors. But when you're with Dimitri, your auras were, like, the sun, which kill me. How dare you? And Rose is like, well, it's over between us, so that's weird that that you felt that way.
So can you just, like, change my aura color? Because that's incorrect.
Right, can you swap it? I think some wires got crossed, and it's it got fucked up, because I'm definitely, like, I for sure like Adrian. Totally. And I think about him all the time, and I definitely love him, and I'm definitely not forgetting him.
I definitely, like... I definitely don't forget him at every possible chance.
Yeah, until he comes right in front of me and I have to look at him and talk to him. I'm definitely always thinking about him for sure.
Yeah.
And Sonia's so fucking funny in this too, and being like, respectfully, like, you got some shit to work through. Like, I love you, girl. You're really nice and cool, and, like, you helped me out a lot, but you're kind of in your Delulu, like, era right now about this.
I wish someone had said that to me when I was 18.
Yeah, she's so fucking real. And Rose is like, well, that's funny, because you're crazy, actually, and getting therapy from you is weird, so I don't actually trust you. And also, but maybe it's possible I could perhaps, maybe, on a technicality, have a feeling or two still about Dimitri. And she's like, yeah, girl, it's been like 2 fucking weeks. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, God.
It's so good. It's like, I just want to shake her so bad.
I love this, too, because Rose is like, I hated being judged by my age, but I actually had no time for temper tantrums. And she's like, actually, this is my own fucking dream, so I can't do this right now.
Right. It's like, I actually need to get real sleep. Can you leave me alone?
Oh, no. This is funny in everything, but Pharaoh is unfortunately causing me harm and pain, because Rose is like, listen, so whatever, so maybe I do have feelings, fine, okay, is that what you wanted to hear? But it doesn't matter, because you're reading this wrong. Dimitri doesn't actually like me. He said that he couldn't love me again, so, like, you're wrong, and you actually don't know how to use your spirit.
Right.
And she's like, listen, so we actually talked about that, and he has helped me with how I'm processing stuff. So, like, right. Just because I look a little bit different than how Dimitri did, it's because the way that he is processing stuff is making it easier for me. Yeah. And he told me to embrace life and its beauty and the people I love before it was too late.
Yeah.
So, take that for what you will, but you have to figure all of this out. And I see it, so you can lie all you want, Rose, but I see this.
But auras don't lie.
Auras don't lie. And she also, this is so rude to say to someone while they're dreaming, by the way. She's like, listen, so your auras like match, but they're not identical.
Yeah.
Dimitri still has darkness, but his is fading as he continues to heal. Yours has darkness, but it's not fading.
It's like you're eating up all the bad juju from...
You keep munching and crunching on Lisa's darkness, and it's continuing to grow.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to happen if that, like, ignites at one point.
Sure. Like, what are you going to do? But to keep that in mind, just think about it.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your sleep, though.
Yeah, anyway, bye. So that's fucked up.
Yeah. It is, apparently, she does get a couple of hours of sleep.
Right.
Before
real
sleep, for real. Before she has to swap with Dimitri. So that's nice.
Yeah. They do this fucked up thing where they finish each other's sentence while they're...
I'm so done with this.
It's honestly so evil. It's so evil. Because she wakes up and she's like, all right, bud, go to sleep. I'll keep watch. And he's like, I can keep going if you want more sleep. And she's like, no. Just stop. And, remember, you're not... And he's like, I'm not the general. I know. It's like, how? Fuck you. Literally, fuck you. How dare you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
And then... I hate people like this. He, immediately finishes a sentence, and then within the same heartbeat, falls asleep.
Yeah.
Dead asleep. What's that like?
Yeah. It's so easy. I'm like, that's, all right. That's a fun experience to have.
Cannot relate.
No, absolutely not.
And then this, this is when I wanted to die. According to Rose, which we know this is not true, but according to Rose, she's like, listen, so I can stay alert. I can keep out for what's going on in our tent and then also check in on Lissa.
Right.
Reader, that's not true.
Yeah. That is so incorrect.
But we do get to find out what's going on with Lissa, which is nice.
Yeah, I was so wrapped up in all of this journey. I was like, I forgot that Eddie was going to be on trial for, war crimes. I forgot that was a whole thing that was happening in the background. Poor Eddie. My God.
He's acting like it doesn't matter to him, but I know that Eddie is quaking in his boots because he likes to have, good marks, and I feel really bad for him.
Right. He's like, I'm chill. I'm so cool. I'm so good. Don't even worry about it.
Listen, Hans, there was a point where I didn't like you, and then you did something, and I was like, maybe you're alright.
Yeah.
But now you're back on my shit list.
Yeah, you're back. It's welcome back to to hell, Hans. I hate you.
Because Adrian and Christian and Lissa are telling you the truth about what happened. They're not even, these fucking 3 kids in a trench coat aren't even lying this time.
Right, it's actually being for real. Yeah. And they have witnesses, and they're like, this is something that happened. This is literally just it. It's fine. Let our boy go. He's cool.
And Hans isn't believing them this time. Yeah. Because they've cried wolf so many times.
Right.
Rude.
Yeah. But Eddie's taken this very well, of just being very, matter of fact about the situation. Because Lissa's like, I cannot believe this. And Christian's like, how dare you? Fuck you, believe us. And Eddie's just chilling. And Hans says, listen, was there a way you could have protected her without killing the guy? And Eddie kind of thinks for a minute. It's like, actually, no. I really, no. I couldn't have, because, I would have died. So that's what happened there. So.
And then Lissa would have died. So, no.
Right, yeah. That's the answer. Buddy.
And then apparently, Lissa thinks back somehow and remembers, because none of them have ever seen this man before.
Right? Sorry to this man. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know him. But then immediately remembers Joe. Joe the janitor. You know, him.
Right. Our favorite character, the janitor, who famously testified that Rose was out and about at night when Tatiana got murdered.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Liz is like, listen, I think Joe knows who NPC that Eddie killed is. Yeah. You should go ask him.
Which, like, how did Melissa just, like, go into the filing cabinet of her brain and pull that out?
I mean, apparently that's what happens when you're not street smart and you're book smart, right?
Yeah, that's probably right.
I guess. I don't know.
Sure. And then, we get the reveal that, there was a Rose Hathaway sighting. The way Hans phrases this as if they're, like, looking for Bigfoot. It's like, which is very funny. And everyone's, like, trying to be chill, being like, oh my god, like, we definitely didn't know that she was out and about. And, like, we helped her escape. And also find that she is no longer in West Virginia, but she was spotted in Detroit, or outside of Detroit. And that they, quote-unquote, kidnapped Jill is the narrative that is being pushed here.
It is interesting to me that they're like, that is the language that Hans is using. Because it's, what kind of, like, game of telephone did all of the Guardians use here?
Right, for real.
Like, what did John say to the Guardians that's then been passed to Hans that they're like, oh, they kidnapped Jill?
Right, and also they were at her house. That's the opposite of kidnapping.
Hostage.
Yeah.
Maybe. But you can't kidnap someone in their own goddamn house. That's not how that language works.
That's, antithetical to the entire concept of kidnapping.
Right.
God. Right. Fools. Absolute fools.
Yeah. But apparently, this is new news for everyone here, because even though Adrian knows that they're not in West Virginia, he doesn't know the location.
Right.
And all of these kids haven't thought about Jill in forever.
Right, yeah. The fact that Adrian uses the jailbait nickname as if that's going to trigger a memory of who exactly it is nuts.
Yeah, it's really not winning any favors for Hans here.
Right.
And then the real cliffhanger of this chapter is that the door opens, and I didn't expect it to be Jill because I know what Sonia had said.
Sure.
But fucking Sydney Sweeney comes through the door.
Like, hello?
I feel like the people who have read those additional books, they're probably like shaking in their boots right now. Like, this is probably like a really big deal.
Yeah, this is a moment. Crossover.
Yeah.
It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe of madness.
Right, exactly. But now, with chapter 27 and 28, all of the people that Rose knows are in court now. God. Here's what I'm worried about. Is we know Sydney is... It's weird to consider her a human because she's an alchemist, right? So, like, it feels like that's not true, but it is. Mm-hmm. We know that she's scared around Rose and Dimitri, even though she's good at hiding it now. I feel like she's going to be very scared now. Yeah. My worry is that Abe still doesn't know.
Yeah.
So,
and again, where is this man? He felt like very crucial to the plot here and like the plan, and he has been AWOL this whole time.
He's been AWOL. So where is he? So where is he? And if he sees Sydney at court, I'm worried. I'm worried about how he is going to react.
Oh, God.
So I'm nervous about how... Because it feels like we've got 3 groups now of, like, apparently maybe Sonia's going to go see Rose and Dimitri. Then we've got Jill and the Disgusting Brothers. Right. And then everyone else is at court. And we only have, like just a handful of chapters left. And this is supposed to be the end, the last book. So what?
Right. Oh, God.
Miss Girl, you got to wrap stuff up soon. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay. God. We have some amazing patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Ooh. Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia.
Ow. Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ooh. Thank you to Katya Cart.
Ooh. Thank you to Hope Castile.
Ooh. Thank you to Maddie Facinelli.
Ow, ow. Thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh. Thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ow. Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh. Thank you to Lara Forty.
Pew, pew, pew. Thank you to Dan Seklos.
Ooh, thank you to Emily Ozera.
Ow. Thank you to Jaylene Ivashkov.
Ooh, thank you to Ashlyn Vogel. Last but certainly not least.
Pew, 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 pew.
I have a fanfiction for you that is written by the author fantasy_fan_223.
All right.
This is titled Jessica Stanley is a Winner.
Amazing.
The summary is, all Jessica had wanted was to get with the hot new guy. Had she known that getting near him would drag her into a dangerous world of vampires and other supernatural shenanigans, well, she would have tried wooing him anyway. She's just that desperate. And this is from Chapter 1, Operation Heart Clinch.
Okay.
This is when she first sees Edward, for context.
All right.
Now, sure, everyone knew there was more to a prince than just looks, but everyone also knew that shitty moral compasses showed up on the face. Things like ugly sneers, punchable upturned noses, age lines at 22, and hunchbacks that put Frodo, or was it Frollo? Can't remember, to shame. So the laws of karma wouldn't have allowed someone so gorgeous and absolutely perfect to be a bad person, right? That would simply be Miss Stanley. A stern voice cut through her thoughts, and she jerked her head to the side, tearing her eyes from the beautiful prince and forcing them onto the glaring teacher. Clamp your jaw shut and rejoin us on planet Earth, please. End scene.
Damn.
The idea here of Jessica being slack-jawed is powerful.
Yeah, it really sends a message.
One of the tags on this is 2 punks in love. So if you are interested in learning more about that, please enjoy this fanfiction.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, friends, I'm very nervous to continue reading this book. But I'm very excited to finish and have you all enjoy our summer series. So get excited. Yeah. Tell your friends. And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Ooh.
Ow. Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.